Welcome in to the NFL schedule release reaction show. It is S&S back at it. Our second off-season show here, joined by the favorite Hawk. Of course, yours truly, Sandman. We're here to talk about the NFL schedule, Jer. 2026, right around the corner. Have you got a chance to take a peek at any of the games or any of the scuttlebutt that's going on?
The international flavor we got going this year. A lot of games abroad. Of course, as usual, the Jacksonville Jaguars' second home is London. But the Eagles are getting over to London this year, playing the Jags, and I think it's gonna be great. It's gonna be entertaining. I've heard a lot of these huge games at huge times. Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve. It's going to be wonderful. If the injuries don't get in the way, some of these scheduled games are going to be absolutely amazing. I hope the injury bug doesn't get into it this year, but we will see.
Yeah, man, I think the most intriguing game for week one is got to be the game in Australia. San Francisco and Rams going halfway across the world. It'll be like a primetime game for us. Like it'll still be on like 5 o'clock or 8 Eastern. But man, that's got to be tough coming back from that trip. Like week two, like those games are going to be tough for the Rams and the 49ers. And I know the Niners are going to Mexico as well. That's obviously not that big of a trip, but still you're leaving your comfort zone and going to a different country. But let's take a quick peek at the international schedule here. We'll add a graphic here. It's not the biggest graphic we got, but we'll start it off with that game in Australia, Melbourne. Kyle Shanahan is not happy. Apparently the Rams got to choose who they played in week one, and they chose the 49ers. That's what I'm hearing. So Kyle Shanahan,
kind of a divisional game out of the way, McVay kind of doing it that way.
Yeah, I think it was that. Yeah, get the divisional game out of the way, and then they chose, they chose SF, and Little Rooster's not happy about that. Week three, we got a game in Brazil. It's the Ravens and Cowboys. So apparently this is the first time the Cowboys have had an international game since 2014. That does seem a little odd to you, right? Like, I know they're supposed to be a
team. I wouldn't doubt that they need
allegedly
to stay in America. They make more, more ticket sales, more this, more that. There's Cowboys fans absolutely everywhere. It's disappointing, but
Yeah. I guess every team's got to do an international game. That's the plan, they're saying, is to get everyone to do at least one game. Week four, we got our Colts and Commanders game in London, in Tottenham Stadium. And then obviously week five, we got our Eagles going to face the Jaguars in their second home. In week five there in London, in Tottenham Stadium. I think it should be a good game there. Jaguars obviously won their division. Eagles won their division. Got the Doug Peterson angle there as well. So I think it's kind of be cool to wake up to watch that game, right? Should be some fireworks there. Probably.
For sure. Yeah, it's going to be, especially if they both go in with winning records. It's going to be definitely one to watch, even at 6 a.m.
6 a.m. for us on the West Coast. But you got to love waking up to football. I mean, how can you not? Let's take a look at week 6. The next game, obviously, it's also in UK, but this one is in Wembley Stadium. The Texans and those Jaguars. So I guess Trevor Lawrence and gang will be hanging out in London for a couple of weeks there and taking in the scenery and all that good stuff.
Yeah, getting, climatized, no jet lag, and I'm sure they're going to appreciate a divisional foe coming in, maybe partially jet lagged, not comfortable, as it were, and maybe taking a little advantage of that to get ahead in the division.
Yeah, I think so, definitely. And then week 7, we're going to be going to Petty. It's going to be the Paul Steelers versus the Saints. Seems like an interesting matchup. I mean, Pittsburgh's got a lot of fans, right? I'm not sure how many fans they have in Paris, but
yeah, well, of course the Saints are playing in Paris, right? So that's kind of comical.
yeah, they got the French connection there with New Orleans being a French colony back in the day, but that's another story. So that's week 7's matchup. Now we got nothing in week 8 for international games. Week 9, we're going to Spain and Madrid. We are going to watch the Bengals and the Falcons. Little Joe Burrow action. Going to see who the Atlanta quarterback is in that one. I guess we'll find out. That's still up in the air. Week 10, we are going to Germany and Munich. It'll be the Patriots and the Lions. That should be a pretty solid matchup. Should be a lot of points.
But the Patriots are going to be shooken up either way. Who's this new NFL head coach that's going to come in and just swoop these guys off their feet and make them listen and, make them respect him? I just don't know if the Patriots can recover from this Vrabel thing. It's not good.
Yeah, it's definitely a distraction, but I don't think he's going to get fired. I mean, I think he's got too good of a relationship with the owner, and we know Bob Kraft's had his own discretions in the past, right? So, I mean, maybe it's just part of the organizational
that might be
MO.
A reason for Kraft to say no. He might be handcuffed, firing him because of what he did. We will see.
No, I don't think he didn't really. I mean, yeah, it's not moral what he did, but I don't think it's anything like like people do it all the time kind of thing. But week 11, we're going to Mexico City, Vikings, and those 49ers that we were talking about. Second international game for Kyle Shanahan and gang. Vikings probably see Kyler Murray against his former divisional foe here. Should be an interesting game, I think, on paper, obviously. And I think Vikings are probably one of those most question mark teams, you would say, right? You don't know who's going to be the quarterback.
I hope it's Kyler, man. I can't handle another year of McCarthy. Not what he thought he was, I guess.
Yeah, he didn't really play a full schedule, but I mean, it's what have you done for me lately type of league. And Kyler Murray's obviously been an all-pro in this league, and, it's win now. So I say you go with Murray and see what you got, and if it doesn't work out, then maybe go back to the draft and see what else is out there. Okay, let's take a quick look at the week 1 lines. I am going to bring up that right now. Okay, well, actually, I'm not going to bring it up right now because that way you would see what the spreads are, but I'm going to just look it up right now, bring it up on my phone. Week 1, obviously, the opening game is a Wednesday game, Jer. It's going to be the Super Bowl rematch, Patriots and Seahawks. As I load up my phone, what's your guess for the spread in that one? Week 1 in Seattle.
Seahawks -3.
Seahawks are actually favored by 4.5 because I think that was the spread Super Bowl, right? So I think it's now they're at home. They're still getting
revenge
4.5.
Too, right? You can never underestimate a revenge game, especially a Super Bowl revenge game. These guys are going to be angry. They humiliated them in front of the world, so they're going to want to get back at them.
Well, that and also like the whole talk about Vrabel and will he be the coach? Won't he be a coach? Will it be a distraction? So yeah, spread's 4.5, a little bigger than I guess you anticipated. Let's go to Thursday night, that Australia game, Rams and San Francisco. What is your guess for that spread?
Rams -3.
Close, -2.5 for the Rams. I guess that's about right, but I can see that going up to 3. If it goes to 3.5, I might like SF in that one, but we'll see. All right, let's go to the Sunday games on September 13th. We're going to kick it off with not two teams that won the division, but two teams that were in the playoffs. Buffalo Bills and the Houston Texans in Houston. What is your guess?
Houston -2.5.
It's Buffalo favored.
Minus
1.5. -1.5. I think that might be a decent teaser option, but we'll obviously have to get more information on that game. Let's slide on over. Ravens against the Colts in Indy. This is the battle of the Colts, I guess. The old Colts versus the new Colts. So it's in Indy. What's your guess for this line? Baltimore in Indy.
Baltimore -3.
Close. Again, Baltimore -3.5. Lamar Jackson, new coach.
They've been bolstering up the entire team over there in Baltimore. I think they're going to be entertaining to watch next year. Hopefully they don't crash and burn.
I guess the question is will Daniel Jones start this game? I'm hearing that he's doing really well in his rehab and all that, so fingers crossed in that one, I guess. Let's move on over to the Lions hosting the Saints. Saints finished really strong last year. Detroit, not so much. What's your guess for this one in Detroit?
Detroit -6.5.
Close as well. Detroit -7.5. I'm thinking the books maybe thinking Detroit puts a whooping on these guys at home after their disappointing finish last year, but Lions were also pretty banged up, right, last year, so let's see what they do when they're a little bit healthier. Bengals and Buccaneers in Cincy. What is your guess for that line, Jer?
I don't know why. Probably shouldn't be, but I want to guess Cincinnati -3.5.
Cincinnati is favored by -2.5, so you're in the ballpark.
Yeah,
but that'll be interesting.
I should have went the half the other way.
Yeah, getting close. Okay, let's go on to the Panthers hosting the Bears. Bears obviously coming off a nice playoff run, and so were Carolina, to be fair. What's your guess in this one?
Bears -3.5. Bears -3.5.
It is Bears -2.5. Might be a lot of opportunity to do some teasers. A lot of 2.5 spreads I'm looking at here. But having said that, we're going to move on to one of the lower teams in the NFL, the Browns in Jacksonville. Jacksonville obviously coming off a nice playoff run there. And what are you thinking here? Jacksonville hosting those Browns.
Jaguars -6.5.
-7.5 for the Jaguars. But again, who's going to be that quarterback in Cleveland? Is it going to be Watson? Is it going to be Shador? Who knows? We're pretty sure it's not going to be Dylan Gabriel, but 7.5 points. Cleveland is, from what everyone's saying from last year's records, has the easiest schedule. I don't know. I think honestly you should look at it more towards the wins total for this year and kind of judge it from that. But I guess you have to look at last year's schedule and go from there. So
Cleveland's in a tough division too, and you're playing Pittsburgh twice, Baltimore twice, Cincinnati twice. That's just a possible 6 losses right there. And then even if they win the rest of them, they're still
let's see.
11-6. So
Pittsburgh doesn't have Tomlin anymore, and they got like a 50-year-old quarterback. So let's see what they can do. And new coach. We'll see for Cleveland. We'll move on to those Steelers. They're going to be hosting the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons getting a lot of hype in the offseason. What's your guess? This one's in Pittsburgh.
Well, yeah, and then you just don't know who Pittsburgh quarterback's going to be, so that's obviously going to affect the spread. I don't want to go too crazy. Atlanta, sorry. It's Atlanta, you said?
It's in Pittsburgh, yeah. Atlanta at Pittsburgh.
Atlanta -3.5.
Wow, that's way off. Pittsburgh's favored by 2.5.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah,
guess they both got their quarterback controversies aside. I just think Atlanta's offense is way more explosive.
I think it's just
You
because
know,
Pittsburgh's at home and coming off a playoff run, right? So on paper from last year, they should be favored, but again, might be another teaser spot there. We'll get into that obviously a little bit later in the year, but let's slide on over to what is probably the shit bowl, the game that no one wants to really watch, the, as you call the WEAK game of the week. It's the Jets at Titans. New, new personnel in both spots. Obviously, coming off really disappointing years. Tennessee at home. What are you thinking for the line?
Salah's going to get his revenge on the Jets. Sorry, it's in Tennessee.
Tennessee, yep.
Yeah, Tennessee minus 3.5.
Close. Tennessee minus 2.5. Another minus 2.5. I'm counting for 5 minus 2.5 spreads already. Let's move on to the later afternoon games here. 1:30 on the Pacific Coast here. 4:30 on the East. Commanders coming off that disappointing year in Philadelphia. What are you thinking for this one?
Philadelphia minus 7.5.
That one's way off as well. It's Philadelphia minus 4.5.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Washington just
Commanders?
did so horrible last year, and Philly, they could have done better, but they made a run. So
the last 3 or 4 years, Washington's played Philadelphia pretty tough, even with like shit quarterbacks. But I guess Commanders got to bounce back from that really disappointing year, so might be Philadelphia regressing a little bit, but it is a division game, so I mean, can't be that surprised. We'll move on over to the Vikings hosting the Packers, divisional battle in Minnesota. What are you thinking for this one?
Well, the Packers probably a lot stronger team. In Minnesota.
In Minnesota, we don't know who's going to quarterback.
Packers minus 2.5. Packers minus 2.5.
Correct. Bingo. Ding, 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 ding.
Finally.
We got a 2.5, and we got a correct one there. So nice job by you. We're going to go over to the Dolphins and Raiders. Another WEAK game, Jer. Two teams obviously not projected to win many games. Raiders at home here. What are you thinking for the line?
Raiders minus 2.5.
Close. Raiders minus 3.5. Kind of seems a little big here, but I'm guessing Kirk Cousins starts this game for the Raiders.
Yeah, and then we still don't know how Malik's going to do. Like we know Achan's going to run. He probably get his 100 yards. Will the play action appear off of the run game? I'd say Raiders. Everyone's got some high hopes for the Raiders this year until they lose the first 5 in a row, and then they'll be the same old Raiders. But until then, we're on the bandwagon. Let's go, Kirk. Let's go, Fernando.
Okay, what are you thinking for the spread in this one for the Raiders Dolphins?
You already said minus 3.5.
Okay, I blanked out on that one. Let's move on to the Chargers and Cardinals. Chargers at home here. Cardinals, I think they have the toughest schedule according to last year's records. So what is your guess for the last game in the late window?
Chargers minus 3.5.
Against Arizona?
Yeah.
At home?
Oh, Chargers are at home? Sorry. Oh, 6.5. Minus 6.5.
That one's also way off. It's minus 9.5 for the Chargers. And
they're building the team up. It seems like all these good players are going to play there. Njoku, I think, is going to be huge.
And Arizona, who's starting there, right? Is it going to be Gardner Minshew, right? Is it going to be Jacoby Brissett? Kind of a, I guess, no name like Arizona. Yeah, you got the rookie.
Carson.
Rookie. Yeah, I guess Carson Beck might be its option down the road, but I don't think he's going to be
Rise to
thrown
the
to the Wolves
occasion.
right away.
Gonna get it done.
Yeah, I think Chargers being healthy, they generally don't cover big spreads. If I can get Arizona plus 10, I might take a peek at them in that one. We'll see how they look as the preseason goes on and training camp. But let's go look at Sunday Night Football for Week 1. Cowboys visiting the Giants. Giants are getting a lot of publicity, a lot of hype. What are you guessing for this one?
Dallas minus 2.5.
Bingo! That is your second correct one. Divisional game here. Divisional game. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just Giants are probably 1 year away, I think, from contending. And, on paper, they look really good, but that's paper. Let's go on to Monday Night Football. Chiefs hosting the Broncos. Don't know if Patrick Mahomes and Bo Nix will be in this one, Jer, but still, primetime game, AFC West. What is your guess for the spread?
If it's Justin Fields against Jarrett Stidham, pick 'em. Yeah,
it's pretty close to that.
Denver minus 2.5.
It is Kansas City minus 2.5 because Kansas City's at home, so pretty close. Pretty close. We'll take a look. There's a Week 2 game spread up already for Buffalo and Detroit, Thursday Night Football. That's a pretty saucy game right there. Some really good offenses. What's your guess for Buffalo hosting Detroit?
Buffalo minus 3.5.
Buffalo minus 2.5, they're saying.
Well, it's got to be like, Vegas can't, they can't lean any way. They kind of these are just generic. That's the best way I can describe it. Generic lines at this point. I'm sure they'll go up, they'll go down, but.
Yeah, there'll be some movement for sure. I mean, you got to wait till the public starts betting them, and that's probably not until like week of the games. Okay, let's take a quick look at, we'll do the Thanksgiving games and we'll do the Christmas games, 3 games apiece. Bears at Lions on Thanksgiving. What are you thinking for that line? Lions at home.
I'll go minus 2.5.
That is correct. That is correct. Dallas hosting the Eagles. What is your guess for that spread?
Dallas minus 2.5.
Close. Dallas minus 1.5. Kind of surprised that they're favored, but they are at home, and it's Thanksgiving, so that's their second, home. You could say Buffalo Bills hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. Pretty sure Mahomes will be healthy for that one in Buffalo. What are you thinking?
Buffalo minus 1.5.
Close as well. It's that infamous minus 2.5. Again, be one of the games of the year for sure. Eagles, Texans on Christmas Eve in Philadelphia. What's your guess on that one?
Philadelphia minus 3.5.
It's that infamous 2.5 again. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I think it's the books just like that number right now.
Well, it's only changes if it's a close game, right? And then that's,
because a lot of these spreads, they used to be 3 because they used to give more points for the home field advantage, but now I think they're only giving like 1.5 points for home field advantage now, so that's why they're just giving these weird lines. But 3 games on Christmas. Packers at Bears. What are you thinking for this one on Christmas?
Bears minus 2.5.
Bears are minus 1.5 right now. Sure, that'll change a little bit. Denver hosting Buffalo on Christmas. What is your guess for that one?
Buffalo minus 1.5.
Yes, sir, that is correct. Kind of surprised. I thought Denver would be favored at home every game this year.
They're thinking Buffalo's going to get their revenge on Denver for the playoff blunder.
Makes sense. Okay. And then Rams at Seahawks. I guess what I read is the Rams and Seahawks play on week 16 and week 18. So kind of pivotal, really, really clutch games there.
Atmosphere in week 18, almost definitely.
And obviously, playoff rematch.
They could pull ahead, but I doubt it.
Yeah. Seahawks at home to the Rams.
At, Seahawks -2.5.
Close. Seahawks -1.5 only. I think it's just because Rams are favored to win the Super Bowl. You know, a little playoff revenge action involved there. So that is our look at all the NFL look-ahead games there. It was pretty fun exercise.
Cool.
Any other week 1 games that caught your eye that you wanted to discuss?
There were
not
so
the best
many.
schedule.
There were so many, but it's I just can't wait till week 3, week 4, kind of everything's starting to shape up, and the favorite Hawks start swooping in.
I agree, man. I agree. I think week 1, obviously people don't know anything. It's kind of a guess. And then week 2 is the infamous overreaction week. And then week 3, week 4, we kind of normalize. And then for me, I kind of look at week 6 as a nice spot in the schedule where you can kind of see where teams are headed. And you can kind of look ahead to the schedule and,
and
take a peek at.
So grim, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, like, who's going to be this year's Patriots is kind of what I'm thinking, right? Who's going to be this year's Jaguars type of teams, right? There's always a couple of teams that come out of nowhere and they either win the division or they make the playoffs, and kind of like what the Panthers did, right? Just nobody in hell expected them to make the playoffs, and what do you know? The NFL got a funny way of figuring this out, but that does it for this episode. We'll be back for more NFL content. Any thoughts, suggestions, hit us up in the comments, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and Jared and I will catch you guys on the next one.
Peace.